Hello everybody, welcome along to the TakeOver Racing League for this round number 10 of the championship here for the British Grand Prix at the mighty Silverstone circuit. We're midway through qualifying, make that 5 cars just set times, so we're going right into things and getting going with what's been going on so far. So Deanologist currently has the fastest time to his name. He hasn't done too bad at all this session. A 1 minute 26.7, the only driver in the 1 minute 26s. Of course, he sits very high in the championship, 5th place in the championship as of now, but still quite a way back from our points leader, Iwardy, who took the lead last time out in Mexico. Afro Ninja runs 2nd in the Ferrari. And it's AXR Mitch in 3rd, Yonkin Gaming in 4th, and CF1 Tiago in 5th. Dr. Garner currently out on his outlap, getting ready to start his first timed run. So here we go over the line. We'll follow him through this opening lap. Oh, and there he goes. Well, never mind then. He's spun the car. The front wing is gone from part of the front wing is gone from the Alfa Romeo driver. He's want to get back on the track. Look, you can see the damage he's got there, just ever so slightly if you look close enough. Here we want to get back round to the pits and get repairs for him back out on the track again. So unfortunate for him, but unfortunately it does happen sometimes. In the meantime, though, we'll take a look at someone else on the board at the moment. Here's Paris T32 in the hash, just going through Copse Corner, moving further towards Sector 3. Into Maggots and Beckett he goes. Very nice, controlled, and smooth. Doing a very good job. Should the lap be valid, I reckon he'll be alright for the time being. It'll be a very decent first lap to start things off. Down the straight he comes. So far he's only scored 20 points this season. He'll want to get some more on the board during this race. He's had decent runs out of the tracks, but unfortunately been unable to finish the job in the way of points. Here's C110P fan, who recently lost the championship lead. He's only 2 points behind Iwardy in the race for the title, so this is a perfect place for him to try and hit back potentially this weekend. Iwardy is championship rival and our championship leader, currently running 9th in the provisional standings. Our former championship leader could be able to try and snatch a higher place on the grid. A 144 his first time round. So we wanted to go a lot stronger this time. The question is, will he pit or will he try and go out and stay on this lap? He set a purple sector down the stretch he comes. Into the right hander he goes. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. Not quite sure what that's for. In towards the last 2 corners on the circuit, through the left and through the right, and coming back towards the start finish line. We'll see what sort of time he's got. It's 1:27.3. That's enough for 3rd place as of now. There we go. There's an RX in the Aston Martin. Through Maggots and Beckett he comes. Not the best of laps so far. Hopefully we'll be able to turn things around. So his first lap out on the tracks. Hopefully he'll be able to give himself something to work against. Sorry, he's at 1 minute 27.5. He definitely won't be beating that at least on this attempt. So I dare say he might as well come into the pits. And yep, in he does go. That's the end of his run. Look out, see who else is out on the track. It's Punitive Shoe in the Red Bull. He set a 1:25.1 on his first run round. Let's see if he'll be able to improve this time. Stepping in for Corkin 0, I believe, if my notes are not mistaken. There's a yellow flag in sector 3, and now we're over in sector 1 as well. Looks like someone may have spun out. Regardless, we'll get back to Shu here, who's coming down the DRS straight. going into the last sector now. Will he be able to make any improvements on his initial time and potentially get himself into the top 10? Here he comes now into the last couple of corners. No money's going to the pits, and that's the end of his run, just like that. Optimus Prime in the Alpha Tower, he's staying out for his first time lap. Let's see what he'll be able to make of it. Through the last corner as he comes in towards the line. Oh, he's got a bit loose there through the last corner and going over the line. It's a 1 minute 27.9, which is just enough to crack the top 10. Well, his teammate Iwardy is coming out of the pits, getting ready for the start of his outlap to go on another time run. Running far behind his championship rival is currently sitting in the pits. Deanologist is already on pole, but he's trying to set better time. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. That's been quickly cleared. Deanologist, so far the only driver in the 126. He's very strong in qualifying, but over a race distance that can be questioned. Hence why he's 5th in the championship and quite a way off our 2 championship leaders. Here he comes towards the line. Definitely not improving there. 1:35.0. Here's Smoke and Cheese in the Alfa Romeo. He runs 3rd in the championship, just 17 points behind Iwardy, so he's definitely still got a chance in this thing. Of course, he's very recently taken victory. He won in China, so he'll be hoping to try and take another victory here to really get himself into that championship fight with just 2 rounds left to go, 1 in Singapore and 1 in Italy. He's going rather slow here on his outlap. Of course, he's had a few blue flags he's had to make way for, so that's obviously been a thing. That's obviously been in his way, but he's coming around here for what looks to be his first timed run. Down the straight he comes. He's definitely going quite slow. Yellow flag in sector 2. One of the Ferraris spun out, and that was AXR Mitch. So not too good for him. We're smoking cheese now. If we can, we'll be able to follow him around on the timed lap. So here he goes now over the line. Through the quick right hand and the very quick left hander of turns 1 and 2. Into turn 3 now, getting on the curb as much as he can, but making sure not to hit the red sausage curb there. Through turn 4 now. Staying away from the curb and going wide. Going into turn number 5. Down the straight going into Luffield 1 as Deanologist sets another pole time of 1:26.2 now. Way faster than it was on his previous attempt. That 1:35 left a lot to be desired. Further into sector 2 now for Smoke and Cheese. Heading towards Copse Corner now, the course, the place of the iconic collision between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen in the British Grand Prix earlier this year. Hopefully we don't see anything like that today. As Afro Ninja's also cracked the 1 minute 26s, he's got 1:26.8. Although only just by the skin of his teeth at 1:26.8. Through Maggots and Beckett's for Smoke and Cheese. He's doing very well so far on the DRS. He comes down the straight. Running all the way to the left hand side of the track. He'll be looking to try to dive in. Going into the last couple of corners. To the last couple of turns now. He could potentially have a chance. Here he comes towards the finishing line. What's it going to be? It's a 1:27.3, which is enough for 7th place. Very good lap there. I really enjoyed going around with him. 5 minutes left in qualifying. We've still got 2 drivers yet to set times. Touch Me Pope, who's still currently in the pits, and Dr. Guy and I, the other Alfa Romeo, who's coming around to complete his first time run. He's got the toe on the Alpine of bar 98 just in front of him. And through sector 3 he comes. He's got a decent chance here at a good lap. I'm reckoning around the same place as his teammate potentially behind him. Here he comes now towards the line. What's it going to be? A 1 minute 27.9, which is enough for 12th place. Iwardy's currently out on a lap. He's had a very poor sector 1 though by the looks of things. A couple of seconds off the pace. As Dr. Guy and I with the blue flags moves out of the way once again. There he goes through Copse. Through Maggots and Beckett's now. Down the stretch he comes. It doesn't look like he's on course to improve on his previous time. It does look like he's flat spotted the tyres a bit. And he comes into the pits, I think he knows as well as we do that he won't be setting a better time. Then he goes and he stays in 10th place, so definitely have some work to do in the race. Here's bar 98, the teammate, C110P fan in the other Alpine. Here he comes now on the DRS. Not sticking over to the left-hand side, which has been common for a lot of drivers throughout this qualifying session. We'll see if it pays off for him. He's on course for a good lap here. Will it be an improvement on his previous effort? He's cut the corner there. That's going to be an invalidated time. There we go. Bar 98's time invalidates just like that as he flies down the Hamilton straight and back to turn 1. Punitive shoes just started a lap, but I think that may have also been invalidated. Everyone's in the pits. I reckon most likely we're choosing to go for one last run. As there comes Afro Ninja, meanwhile, in the Ferrari on his out lap. Or just starting his out lap. He's currently second. He's one of 2 drivers to have broken into the 1 minute 26s. Will he be able to improve? Will anyone try and go for one last attempt? Here comes the other Ferrari of AXR Mitch out into the pit lane. Getting ready to go on one more lap. FG Alex also on a lap in the Williams. And Jochen Gaming in the Mercedes just starting his first time lap by the looks of things. This is his second time lap. I'm going to follow him, see if he can make anything of himself. Two minutes left now in the session. If anyone wants to go out on those extra out laps, it needs to be now. You see a lot of drivers making their way out the pits now, so the track's about to become very, very crowded. Jochen Gaming had a decent first sector by the looks of things. Oh, and there he goes! And there we go, a crash that may have brought about the end to Jochen Gaming's session, and it has. And the start to the lap was incredibly promising, but in the end, it just hasn't worked out for Jochen Gaming, and it looks like P9 will be the best he can hope for. He's retired from the session, so he won't be setting any more laps. That was his last shot. Very unfortunate. Meanwhile, Afro Ninja in second place, still trying to set an improved time. Got a yellow in sector 2 for Jochen, whose car's no longer there on the side of the track. It has been cleared. And there's a yellow for the McLaren, who I assume is just going for blue flags. There we go. One of the looks like FG Alex has spun off around turn 2, so his session's done. P4 with the best he can hope for, as Afro Ninja makes his way through cops. Not long left to go now in this session. Ninja looks to be slowing down here. Not quite sure what the problem is there. I think he may be slowing down just to adhere to yellow flags. Not sure what's going on with Afro Ninja there. JTO40 just makes it over the line to start one more time run. Here comes teammate to Afro Ninja. Here comes Mitch through Cop's corner in the other Ferrari. He'll be looking to try and improve here. Through Maggot and Beckett he comes. On the grass bit there as he opens up the DRS. The checker flag has now fallen. Any laps that the drivers are on are now going to be their last ones. It looks like a lot of drivers are currently out on laps. AXR Mitch has been invalidated. Not quite sure when that happened, but JTO40 still has a good chance here. Through Maggot and Beckett he comes as Mitch crosses the line. It's P7 for him at best. Out of Maggot and Beckett's. Opens up the DRS now. He set a purple sector 2 here. He could be on for a very good time. into the last couple of corners. This one could be very, very tight. Does he have enough? He's currently third. He could improve that if he can get that a little bit faster. He's had a very good exit. Is this pole position? It's not. Over the line, it's still only P4. Here comes Thiago towards the line. What's he going to set? Across the line, it's P5. 1 minute 27, just about beating his teammate. And Touch Me Probe just setting a 1 minute 27.0. That's enough for P7. And there goes C110P fan up into second place. It looks like that's it though. Regardless of that, no one has been able to catch Deanologist. He is your pole sitter for this British Grand Prix. And C110P fan joins him on the front row. Then it's Smoke and Cheese behind him. Afra Ninja in 4th. JTO 45th. Thiago in 6th. Touch Me Pope 7th. FG Alex at 8th. iWard, the championship leader, down in 9th. He's going to have some work to do. And AXR Mitch down in 10th. Well, that was a very entertaining qualifying session. So there you have it then. Look at your final results. Deanologist on pole once again. C110P fan second, has the best opportunity to try and reclaim the championship lead. We just have to see in the race whether he's got enough to do so. It crosses the line, it's P7 for him at best. So here they go then, off on the formation lap to start this British Grand Prix. Is Deanologist on pole position for this thing? So I'll run you through the starting order. Once again, it's Denologist on pole, then it's C110P Fan second, Smoking Cheese third, Alpha Ninja in fourth, NRX JTO40 starts in fifth, then it's CF1 Tiago sixth, Touch Me Up Hope seventh, FG Alex eighth, of course he crashed midway through qualifying, Championship leader Iwoody Knight who's just spun out on the formation lap, so he's going to have to go back round there and get back into order. AXR Mitch starts 10th for Ferrari, then it's Jonkin Gaming in 11th, Optimash Prime in 12th, Paris 232 in 13th, Dr. Guyanai 14th, Punitive Shoe 15th place, and it's Stephalicious in 16th, and BAR 98 in 17th. So those are your 17 runners for this British Grand Prix. The race is 26 laps. Hopefully it'll be a very exciting one for you. Looking at the championship standings here on the left hand side of my screen, Iwoody currently holds the lead by just 2 points. If C110P Fan wins today, regardless of where Iwoody finishes, then we'll have a new old championship leader at the top of the standings. Smoke and Cheese can technically take the points lead today, but only if he finishes second or higher, and both Iwoody and C110P Fan fail to score. Those are your three main contenders right now. CF1 Tiago technically still has a chance at winning the championship. 75 points still on offer. So here they come now, round to the grid to get things underway. Taking a look at the predicted pit stop strategy. We're looking at a one stop each way, either starting on softs and either changing from either mediums or to hards. We'll have the tyre data on as things go by. A lot of drivers starting on the softs. Only 6 drivers starting on the mediums as we get ready to get underway. So here we go then, for 5 red lights for the start of the British Grand Prix, round number 10 of the TakeOver Racing League Season 2. Lights out and we are underway. Off they charge now towards turn 1. Denologist had a very good start in the McLaren. He's jumped away to the early lead as they go into turn 1. Very clean start, everyone looks to have got away okay. The C110P Fan holding on second. Afro Ninja is being challenged by Smoke and Cheese for third. He's gone a bit wide there. There goes the Ferrari up into P3, but only briefly. The Alfa Romeo is still there on the inside. He'll take over the third spot, but there goes Afro Ninja back around the outside, and the Ferrari moves into third place. Denologist already to a lead of about a second. Moving left and right, we've got a spin in the back as Stephalicious in the Mercedes. Let's get back in it. Recovered the car, and now back on the racing line. Back to racing again. Denologist, we go green once again. He's pulled out a lead of about a second here. Around half a lap into this race. C110P Fan running in second place. Afro Ninja third as they charge towards Cops. Into the left-hander they go. In good control of this race so far. He's in good company to get himself going. C110P Fan on course to take the championship lead. We've still got a long way to go in this race. And look at Iwoody, our championship leader. What a start he's had. He started 11th. He's up to 6th. He just passed JTO40. But we'll have a good run going down this next straight. It goes out to the right hand side, going into the right hander. There he goes. He's on the inside, but Iwoody's still hanging in there. As they come towards the last couple of corners, it's side by side into the left hander. The Aston Martin has the edge, and on the inside, there he goes up to 6th place. As Denologist leads and sets the fastest lap to complete the first lap of this British Grand Prix. He's had a very good start so far. He leads by 1.1 seconds. Over C110P Fan, that's Afro Ninja in third. Consider the pull away he got on the start in the McLaren. He had such a good getaway that no one was able to really challenge him. Iwoody now battling FG Alex, the AlphaTauri driver, starting to fall back a little bit. Down the straight they come, into the left-hander, through left field 1. And Paris T32 looking to capitalise on Alex's mistake. The Williams driver quickly corrected himself, so he holds on to 8th place for the time being. J240's pulled away from Iwardi, so I assume the Aston Martin's now the least of his concerns. He's got the Williams and the Haas drivers both trying to make moves on him as they're going to Maggots and Beckett's. Still holding on very nicely there. We got a crash, Paris T32. It looks like the two of them made contact. We didn't actually get it on camera, which is annoying me, but sorry about that. So those two have crashed and are now out of the race. We've got a virtual safety car here, and that will slow the field down here just to calm us down for the start of this first few laps. But Iwardi very lucky to escape there unscathed. No damage done to the AlphaTauri driver. So a virtual safety car here. The top 5 getting bunched up a bit more now. Apart from Dean Olgis, who's now got a 2.7 second lead. So we get ready to go back to racing. Simply just waiting for the virtual safety car to be taken out so we can go racing again. Stefanos is still back there in 15th place, so we've moved up 2 places now. Had the spin on the opening lap. Has some serious work to do there. Let's get back in the race. And here we go. The green flag back out. We're now back to racing. The DRS has been enabled, as it usually is on lap 3. Moving into the detection zone. C110P fan not within range. That's getting a bit of time here. Afro Ninja has DRS and C110P. It won't come as much value, but he's gained half a second there, so very good, but not close enough to go for a move for second place. So as of now, the Alpine driver will take back the championship lead and put himself in a very good position with just 2 rounds left to go in the season. As I said earlier, the last 2 rounds coming up are Singapore and Italy. I couldn't think of 2 better tracks to host the final races. Yonkin Gaming in the Mercedes is making his way into the pits. He already started on a set of medium tyres, so I'm not sure what he stands to gain here. Looks like he's gone on to another set of those yellow wall tyres. He's having a front wing change as well, so he may have taken damage. But there he goes now, out of his pit box. Relatively slow stop thanks to the front wing change. Dinon just trying to rebuild his lead. Afro Ninja well within DRS range of the Alpine in front of him, as is Smoke and Cheese on the Ferrari. Let's keep an eye behind as well. Here's the Williams of CF1 Tiago currently running 4th in the championship, trying to establish himself as a dark horse and get into that title fight. Through Maggots and Beckett's they come. For Ninja's DRS once again. No moves going for it, but here comes Touch Me Pope trying to pass Optimash Prime. Oh, sorry, trying to pass Iwardi. He's made his way through there. There goes the McLaren up to 7th place. Iwardi wants to stay very close here. As Dinon just sets the fastest lap at 1 minute 30, but there goes Smoke and Cheese over the line to set a time. 1 minute 29.5 as Iwardi makes a bit of a mistake there. Luckily, very easily corrected it. Down the back stretch they come. For an engine now within half a second thanks to that extra DRS. The Smoke and Cheese is closer to the Ferrari than the Ferrari is to the Alpine as they come through Brooklands once again. This little train here from 2nd to 4th very close, but None of them close enough to actually go on the attack. Afro Ninja closing in a bit now. DRS could really come in handy if he stays close enough going through Maggots and Beckett. He could have a very good chance here. Riding on board with the Ferrari driver now. The gap half a second as the DRS opens up. C110P doing nothing to break the toe here. He's simply letting the Ferrari close in on him. He's gaining all the time. Doesn't get close enough. Could have a very good chance during the first sector on the next lap as Stefanos gets a 3-second time penalty for what looks like multiple warnings. I'm assuming that's corner cutting. Smoke and Cheese now on the inside of Afro Ninja as they go into turn 1. And there's contact, and there goes Smoke and Cheese, who just about saves it, manages to hang on as Bar 98 makes his way into the pits for his first stop of the day. Dr. Guyana has also got a time penalty as well. Phoebe Bassi 166 has left the session. But of course he's not in the race. Afro Ninja still very close now, within half a second once again, still continuing to gain. CF1 Tiago is now in position to try and capitalise should one of these two make a mistake. Look how close he's getting to the back of that Ferrari. All this happening while Dion just continues to stretch his lead. He's got it to almost 2 seconds now. Back towards Maggots and Beckett they come. How close the gap is now. It's even closer than it was last time. Ninja considerably slower through Maggots, and he's gone wide through the last couple of corners. He's still got the DRS, but he's lost all momentum. Here comes CF1 Tiago. Can he capitalise and move into the podium places? Here he comes. Will he look to the inside? Thinks better of it. Moves back into line. See how close he is though. Will he try and go for a move? He tried to go for it very late on the brakes, almost hitting the back of the Ferrari. Potentially could have almost done damage to his own front wing, but managed to hold on to it. Down the home straight they come again to begin lap number 7. His 3-car train is still sitting right there as Smoking Jesus called back up. Not as close as he'd like to be. Down the straight they come again. By the looks of things, Ninja's gaining all his time in the first sector, but then losing it in the second one. It's Bar 98 that becomes the third driver today to get a penalty. With the track limits set on strict, it's a lot easier to get those penalties. So I'll go now, still chasing through cops. So a bit wide there. Well, Afro tends to get close enough this time. It's gain time this time around. The DRS flap opens up once again. But everyone appears safe enough for the time being. If the Ferrari can stay close, he'll definitely have a very good chance of potentially making that move. Going through the first sector as Iwardy battles his teammate now. We'll move over to that battle. Automash has found his way through on the inside. He holds on to P8. And here comes AXR Mitch looking to capitalise. Punitive Shu has a 3-second time penalty as well. That's 4 drivers now out of the 15 still in the race to have time penalties to their name. Through the first sector they go. Ninja still very close. JTO40 has made his way into the pits. He's gone to this new set of medium tyres. Decent pit stop on his end. Let's have a look at the positions gained and lost here. Wait, sorry, that's the wrong one. There we go. There we go. So have a look at that. Denologist and C110P found remaining consistent with where they started. Afro Ninja gained 1 place on the start. CF1 Tiago gained 2, both those at the expense of Smoking Cheese has lost 2 places. He started 3rd, he's now down in 5th. This first part of the race hasn't been favourable to him. Drunken Gaming's lost 3. Bar 98 gained 2 after starting last. The biggest gainer so far being Optimus Prime, who's having a very good race so far in the AlphaTauri. He runs P7 ahead of his teammate, the championship leader, holding his own very early on. Only 3 drivers so far have made stops. Made them very early on. And of course, 4 drivers with 3-second time penalties. Dinon just comes to the last corner, trying to stretch that gap to almost 2.5 seconds as we begin lap 9. Smoke and Cheese very close to CF1 Tiago as they head through the first sector. But that's nowhere near as close as Afro Ninja is now C1 10P fan. If he gets a good exit here, he could have a very good chance on the DRS. He's staying close. The flap opens up once again. Look at the run, he's gaining all the time. He's going to hold out on the right hand side, trying to go around the outside. C1 10P fans forced him the long way round, and it's paid off for the time being, but the Ferrari's still there on the inside. Here we go, this is the kind of racing we want to see. On the inside, there goes Afro Ninja up into second place. Very good move there from the Ferrari driver, but the Alpine's not finished yet as CF1 Tiago continues to hold off Smoke and Cheese. Will this become a 4-way battle for second place? I sure hope so. Through Cops they come. CF1 Tiago may now try and capitalise on C1 10P fan losing that momentum. But if the Alpine driver stays close enough here, he could retake second place. All this happening while Dinon just stretches his lead now to just under 3 seconds. The DRS opens up, down the straight they come. Pulls out to the left hand side with a very good run around the outside. Here comes CF1 Tiago on the inside, trying to make it 3 abreast, going into the corner. And there goes the Williams, just about managed to hold on to it, but he's lost P4 in the process. The McLaren Touch Me Pope also closing in. As C1 10P fan Afro Ninja call it time on these soft tyres. In they come into the pits. CF1 Tiago now back up into 3rd. Smoke and Cheese running in 2nd place now. All while Dinon just continues to show the way. What a battle that was. Very entertaining. I hope you guys all enjoyed it as much as I did. In comes the Alpine. Going on to a set of medium tyres here, as is Afro Ninja. We'll see, will those two be planning to go all the way on those tyres? I mean, the projected pit stop strategy at the start of the race was a 1-stop. They've gone a bit earlier than expected though. You have to consider how long Dinon just plans to stay out on these soft tyres. Of course, he led a good chunk of the first as part of the race, especially in China. That's one of the highlight races for me. A very exciting race on that front. Of course, he led a good chunk of that race before the driver just behind him, Smoke and Cheese, managed to capitalise by taking his own pit stop strategy compared to everyone else, and it paid off. He took the 1-stop and he managed to win the race. Safety car during that race definitely played a crucial role to that. Dinon just though still holds on to the lead now. He's got 3.5 seconds. When will he choose to come in? Okay, this is the lap. In he comes. Does Smoke and Cheese follow him through? No, Smoke and Cheese staying out. The Alfa Romeo driver moving into the lead now as Bar90 gets another 3-second time penalty. That's 6 seconds now on his name. Dinon is now in the pits. He's going on to a set of medium tyres. Will he come out ahead of C1 10P fan Afro Ninja? It's looking most likely that he will. Out of the pit exit, this could be very close. Dinon just gets out quite way ahead of C1 10P fan and Afro Ninja. Those two we wanted to battle on their new medium tyres, a lot more grip in them now. Smoke and Cheese and CF1 Tiago now still both out on those soft tyres. As Iwardy moves up to 4th place now, he's managed to make his way past his teammate. There's contact. Jonken Gaming's retired from the session. Iwardy's got a 3-second time penalty, and that's not what the championship leader will have wanted. He may be able to serve that in the pits. And the safety car's been deployed for Jonken Gaming's crash. It's not been his weekend, that's for sure. And just like that, safety car, and this could be the opportunity that Smoke and Cheese was waiting for, and CF1 Tiago. In they come now into the pits. The perfect opportunity for them. It's been taken. And I'm sure that I'm definitely sure that Deanologist is currently kicking himself for coming in as he did. Question is though, does he still get out in front of everyone else who all chooses to come into the pits. Dr. Guy gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. He must have been too fast on entry. Here comes the Alfa Romeo. Going on to a set of medium tyres. Those should definitely last to the end of the race. We've got 14 laps left to go in this thing. He's currently being held. He's going to get a penalty. Wait, is he away? He's away by the looks of things. Oh, sorry, no, oh, my bad. He was double stacked. Oh, that's not good. Punitive Shoes now in the lead, though he's yet to pit. Here comes Deanologist. Smoke and Cheese made his way out onto the track. And there you go. That's what strategy in a safety car does for you. Smoke and Cheese, now the net race leader. Tell you what this has done, though, this has bunched up the field a lot more. So that should make this race a lot more interesting. Smoke and Cheese having served his penalty in the pits. So he's now clean and free of all charges on that front. So we have 14 laps left to go in this thing as Cephalus retires. Both Mercedes are out of the race. And that won't be good for them in the way of the Constructors' Championship. They run P4 as of now, but could very easily lose that spot to Alfa Romeo and potentially even Aston Martin. It all depends on where JTO40 finishes, but he's currently the last car in the order. And Mercedes are a good 20 points ahead of, or 19 ahead of Aston Martin. Alfa Romeo though only 4 points back from the Silver Arrows, or the Black Arrows. Should be able to make it. And they'll be most likely taking P4. Punitive Shoe, when will he choose to pit? I think he's the only driver who's yet to actually come in for a stop. And here he goes now, off into the pits, as I say that. Let's push on now to lap number 13, just waiting to get back on the way now. Keep an eye on Toshby Pope, he's one of 2 drivers on the make that 3 now on soft tyres. He could have a lot of speed on the restart. Those 2 McLarens definitely a threat. If Smoke and Cheese can have a good restart, he might be able to pull away and potentially start building a lead, because those tyres will definitely last him to the end of the race. Everyone warm up their tyres there, just getting ready to get going again. Smoke and Cheese choosing not to. When will the safety car come in? It may come in this lap, we may know by the time we get through Maggotts and Beckett's. Smoke and Cheese on those freshest tyres by just 1 lap over Deanologist. CF1 Thiago now on the podium places, touching Pope in 4th in McLaren, and Iwardi, the championship leader, now up in 5th, and crucially ahead of his championship rival, but still with that penalty. And there we go, the safety car in this lap. The Aston Martin safety car getting ready to pull away. So we get set to get back to racing. Here we go, the safety car now in. Smoke and Cheese has control as we wait for the green flag. And there it is, we're back on the way on lap 14. Half of the race left to go, and it's the Alfa Romeo of Smoke and Cheese in control as they get back to turn 1. He's had a good restart, he's pulled away just by a little bit, but Deanologist is still right there, looking to potentially pounce as Punitive Sugar gets a 3-second time penalty. That's Prime now with a penalty as well. Iwoodi's crucially stayed ahead of his championship rival. That'll be enough for him to hold on to the championship lead regardless of where in the order it finishes, as long as he stays ahead. But of course, that penalty will definitely make things more difficult. Dinon just round the back now, Smoking Cheese. So this one's going to be very close. He won't choose to go for the move going into Cops. CF1 Tiago now has a penalty as well. Through Maggots and Beckett they come. It'd be unwise to try and go for a move here. He's got a time penalty. There goes Deanologist. And that'll make life for Smoking Cheese a whole lot easier. But still, the McLaren driver with a decent run. No DRS to help him, but he won't be getting close enough to go for a move unless he goes very late on the brakes. Going into the right-hander. Look how close he is. Will he go to the inside? Not going to try it. Smoking Cheese holding on to the top spot. Touchby Pope now working his way into third. He's trying to go around the outside of CF1 Tiago. What a great move that was. And it's now a double McLaren podium as of now, but of course that could change due to the penalties. Iwoody now trying to run against the drivers in third and fourth. Touchby Pope and CF1 Tiago, one of whom has a penalty. Life very easy for Touchby Pope. He knows that he'll most likely be finishing second as of now, if things stay the same. Smoking Cheese now has half a second. When that DRS gets activated, then that could become a completely different story. Dinon just needs to pull away to a 3-second gap and avoid getting any more penalties in order to win this race. Things are looking good though for Smoking Cheese. He may potentially be able to try and take the championship lead. Although with the nature of the restart, C110P fan will most likely take the lead, but that lead will definitely get closed should the Alfa Romeo driver hold on, take the victory. But he's still got to hold on for another 11 laps. So this race definitely isn't over yet. Made a bit of a mistake there, and Dinon is there to capitalise and come out Maggots and Beckett once again. The Alfa Romeo and McLaren going back and forth. Smoking Cheese trying to break the toe as they head into the right hander once again. Iwoody now up into P4. C110P fan. We're right behind him looking to capitalise. There he is. Iwoody though now up into 4th place. There's a yellow in sector 3. What's that for? It looks like C110P fan spun it. And yep, there he is, the Alpine. And that can't be good for the driver trying to take back the championship lead. This means that at this point Iwoody will most likely take back the top spot. Or hold on to the top spot in the championship. And this race may be over for C110P fan. Oh, and there he goes. Around he goes again. And this is unfortunate to see for a driver who's done so well so far this year, or more this season. Waiting for punitive shoe to go back through. The Alpine getting itself on the track very slowly, recovering. This race may be over for him. His chances of getting points today may lie on potentially another safety car. The DRS wasn't able though to start this lap, and Deanologist is right there looking to try and capitalise. He's already very quick, even without the DRS. Smoking Cheese knows Deanologist is currently breathing down his neck. Here they come now. Out of Beckett and down the DRS straight once again. Flap on the rim opens up, and Touchby Pope coming in to try and support his McLaren teammate on those soft tyres and with DRS as well. There goes Deanologist to the outside, coming very close, wheel to wheel there. Smoking Cheese back in line. He'll hold on to the top spot, but only for the moment, because Deanologist is trying again. There he goes on the left-hand side. Very late on the brakes. A lot of confidence there. He's forcing the Alfa Romeo inside. But Smoking Cheese recovers things and holds on to the top spot, but only briefly, because Deanologist is still there around the outside. They're still side by side down the Hamilton straight and back to turn 1. How have they not made contact yet? Deanologist is through. What an incredible battle that was, and it's still not over yet, because Smoking Cheese has a very good chance here with the DRS. But he's made a mistake. He's gone over the curb, and there goes Touchby Pope looking for second. These three drivers ready to pounce on each other. Deanologist obviously has the penalty, so he needs to try and pull away to a lead now. But that won't be easy with the DRS on the Alfa Romeo and his McLaren teammate right behind him. While Iwoody battles CF1 Tiago. Deanologist holding on to the lead for now. Smoking Cheese still right behind him though. How intense is this? Smoking Cheese is obviously going to try and take a higher place in the championship. Could potentially walk away with second here today. And currently technically in the race lead. This is technically a race between Smoking Cheese and Touchby Pope. Iwoody, though, definitely won't be gaining too many points from today thanks to that penalty. They come again. Smoking Cheese made a bit of a mistake there. DNR just away, but the Alfa Romeo has the DRS. And Touch Me Pope in the other McLaren keeping pace with the Alfa Romeo. We have 9 laps to go here as they cross the line as TF1 Tiago makes his way up into 4th place. Afro Ninja, though, behind them, potentially looking to capitalise should one of them make a mistake, and it's his teammate AXR Mitch backing him up for company. Stocked Guy in 8th, the teammate of Smoking Cheese, and it's JTO at 40, the only Alfa Romeo in this race, and Optimus Prime, the last driver in the points. C110P fan still back there in 13th place. There's not too long left to go in this one. If Denologist wants to win this race and try and break out into a lead, it needs to be soon. He's got to get off DRS range first before he does anything else. How close the McLaren is. Touch Me Hope behind them. Three-way race for the lead. Excuse me. Here on lap 18. One thing's for sure. I reckon Denologist is pretty safe in for third place at this point, as these three continue to pull away. Smoking Cheese, he's trying to get back into the championship fight. The last thing he'd want now is to spin out this late on. Down the straight they come again. He's still got DRS. It's still very, very close here. Touch Me Pope on those soft tyres, but isn't as strong as we thought he may be. He hasn't been able to go for those moves as much. Of course, he's standing in for Stephen 471 in the other McLaren. Getting lap 19 now. Less than half a second separating them as there goes Iwoody's got another penalty. I'm assuming for track limits, that can't be good. He may lose even more places here, and Smoking Cheese could potentially actually take the championship lead. With all these penalties that Iwoody keeps on racking up. I reckon if he gets any more, Bar 98 gets another penalty. I reckon if he gets any more, he may potentially fall out the points, and that may allow Smoking Cheese to actually potentially move right into the championship lead. This is all coming around very nicely for the Alfa Romeo driver. All he's got to do right now is hold on with Denologist half a second in front of him with that penalty. So settle down and not make any mistakes and don't lose second place. Touch Me Pope. Through cops they go again. It's half a second now, just over half a second between the two leaders. Pope's still very strong on those soft tyres. He's staying right with the Alfa Romeo. He's very close this time. He's almost right into the grass there. The DRS opens up. He's got a very good run now. Will he try and go for a move this time? Into the right-hander. He's on the right-hand side. Going into the corner. He's there. Smoking Cheese will have to leave room for him. And there he goes on the inside. Unable to do anything yet. Smoking Cheese still holding on to P2. And there goes the McLaren switching to the inside very late on the brakes. On the inside, and that's Touch Me Pope up into second place and then into the net race lead. But it's not over yet because Denologist is now, in all this, Denologist has now built a lead of half a second, and Smoking Cheese and now has a penalty himself. Think now look to be in control for Touch Me Pope to potentially take the victory. This race has been very crazy so far, and it's showing no sign of stopping. We've got 7 laps to go though. And in order for Denologist to win the race, he has to build another second and a half. Smoking Cheese can still potentially take the championship lead. It's going to be a lot harder now he's got a penalty. You can still technically take it by 1 point. Look at the point now for fastest lap. That currently belongs to JTO 40. Taking a break from all this chaos here just to tell you about that. 1 minute 28.9 is the best time, so he'll get the extra point. There's Optimus Prime now as a penalty. Look now at the gaps from the leader to everyone else. Smoking Cheese could potentially get away with the penalty, in the idea that he could actually pull away from the two behind him, as Iwoody continues to hold on to P4. But right now that looks to be P7 as things stand. Actually, I have to see what penalties everyone has. So it's 3 seconds for Deanologist and Smoking Cheese, as well as CF1 Tiago. It's 6 seconds for iWardy, Optimash Prime, and Punitive Shoe. And 9 seconds for Bar 98, and a massive 11 seconds for Dr. Guy and I assume he's nearing disqualification for that. The gap now just over a second between the two McLaren drivers. Punitive Shoe has another penalty for speeding in the pit lane. He's coming in for a stop. I'm not sure what he's going for. That'll put C110P Fad up into 11th place, but he's still quite way behind Dr. Guy and I, who holds the last point. So it looks to be a front wing change for Punitive Shoe. And onto a set of medium tyres here. Deanologist still only has 1.1 seconds. Touch with Hope's in a perfectly controlled position. There'll be 5 laps left to go here when they cross the line. And Deanologist is still desperate to try and gain that time back. iWardy all over the place as Punitive Shoe retires. iWardy's hit the back of CF1 Tiago. Luckily no penalty coming his way. And there's a safety car here. Not quite sure what that's for. Punitive Shoe may have crashed. And that may shake things up. And that'll be a good thing for drivers like C110P Fan. If it was me, I'd use this opportunity to potentially serve my penalty. And Deanologist, for all these drivers with penalties, that won't be good for them, because they'll now be bunched up with everyone else. So it is looking more and more like Touch Me Pope will win this race, provided his tyres hold out. We've only got 5 laps to go in this thing. We've got no idea who's going to win it. It's been a very entertaining race so far. I wonder how long the safety car will be out for. Presumably no more than 2 or 3 laps. Think about how things have fallen apart for Deanologist. That penalty has really broken his stride. He had a very good start to the race before the first safety car. It's very similar to the race in China I was talking about earlier. Bar 98, that's another 3-second time penalty. He spun the car. I think Deanologist may have got another one as well. Let's have a look once again at the penalties. Nope, still 3 seconds for Deanologist. Bar 98 now has the most seconds on his penalty, that's 12. C110P Fan looks to try and close that gap on those soft tyres. He could potentially still score points today. It's definitely not over for him. Safety car most likely be out for 1 or 2 more laps and to get back to racing. There comes JTO40 into the pits. He's got a penalty for a severe collision with Optimash Prime there. He's now up to 5 seconds. Most likely we're looking to serve that here. Got a set of soft tyres, choosing not to serve the penalty. And neither does Optimash. Or looks like Dr. Garner serves a bit of his. He's away now, only 6 seconds to his name. We simply wait now, still waiting for the safety car to come in. There'll be 2 or 3 laps to go here when we get back on the way. It's definitely going to be a shootout, but Deanologist will be looking to pull away and try and get as high over that 3-second gap as he can. Right now he'll finish around 6th or 7th. C110P fan now in 8th place. He's now caught the pack. Smoke and Cheese, there was a point in this race where it looked like he might have been taking the championship lead. That's quickly fallen apart from thanks to that penalty and the fact that and this safety car. So this race definitely not over. There's definitely a chance for potentially the Ferrari. Touch Me Pope looks to be the favourite to win this race, but the two Ferraris as well as C110P fan, they're the only 4 drivers without penalties. So the race looks to be very much in their hands here. So we'll be going around one more lap under the safety car. Looks like we'll be having 2 laps left and we get going again. By the time we get going again, looks like all 12 of these runners still in the race will still be in that main group. No one chooses to pit. Deanologist will have control when we get back to racing. Down the Hamilton straight they come again for the 3rd to last time. McLaren have been in good control of this race, aside from Smoke and Cheese challenging them. Have a look here at the positions gained and lost once again as we get back to before we get back to racing. So the biggest gainers today have actually been Touch Me Pope and surprisingly Bar 98, who started last. He's up to 5th. Sorry, he's gained 5 places. He's up to 12th. My bad. And the biggest loser out of this has been FG Alex, who's just had a poor night all round. As has Jumping Gaming, both of them crashing in qualifying and in the race. So I do think we're very nearly set to go here. It is looking more and more like the safety car will be coming in this time. Will he be around for one more lap? And nope, there we go. The safety car is in this lap. Here we go. This is what 24 laps of racing have all been building towards. Drivers with penalties to the point where anyone can still really win this race. Except for maybe the guys with about 10 seconds off of penalties. But Deanologist is in control. He'll want to get 3 seconds out of this in order to win this race. Touch Me Pope is in prime position to win this thing. Afro Ninja's behind him. AXR Mitch as well. As there goes, Deanologist just spun it. Very nearly spun it just before the start. And that's going to have to be poor for him. Things aren't looking good. Touch Me Pope is now in the lead of the race as we get back underway. Just 2 more laps to go and already got a gap for 2nd. And just like that, the race for the lead looks over. What a start from Touch Me Pope as he makes his way into turn 1. Smoke and Cheese also a very good getaway. Have a look at the gap to the leader here. Smoke and Cheese quickly trying to close in. DRS not enabled. I'm assuming they'll enable it on the last lap. At this rate, Iwardi will still hold on to the championship lead, provided nothing happens to him on this last lap, on these last 2 laps. C110P fan now down to 9th, but he's on the inside. Shall make that work. There goes the Aston Martin round the outside. He's down to P9. And Optimash Prime, the teammate to the championship leader, could be looking to capitalise. Provided that Dr. Guyana doesn't pass him first, so they go into cops. Thinks better of it, moves back into line as Touch Me Pope still in control of this thing. Penalty or not, here we're looking to take this victory outright. If he can hold on and not get any penalties of his own, then he will win this thing. I think even if he got a 3-second penalty at this point, I think he'd still be okay. Down the hanger straight again. Sorry, that's not the hanger straight. I don't know the names in the corners. Regardless, here we go now. Moving on to the start of the last lap. Smoke and Cheese now just over half a second behind. He's still got that penalty, so he definitely doesn't have much chance of winning this race, but he can still have a good battle on this last lap. 1 more lap to go. That's the fastest lap of the race, so we'll get the extra point for that. and he'll definitely gain on iWardy and C110P fan in the championship. So success from this weekend, but I can tell he would have much more liked to have the victory. And that victory looks to be going the way of the McLaren in front of him. CF1 Tiago on the podium as we have the yellow flag in sector 1. Bar 98's out. After an inch trying around the outside of JTO40. I think he's trying to go to the inside of him. These two battling for position. There goes Aston Martin around the outside. He's shut the door on the Ferrari, and that's P6 secure on this last lap. Down the action hanger straight he comes now and heading towards Copse corner. Through Copse for the last time. The gap now half a second. Dr. Gunnar, another 3-second time penalty just to finish things off. No DRS, but Smoking Cheese still getting a very good run. It won't be enough. As Dean Aldridge looks for third here on this last lap, trying to take the podium place. But regardless, there'll be at least one McLaren on the podium today, as there's a spin in Sector 3 at Optimus Prime. Doesn't really matter at this point, as here comes our leader through the last corner. It's Touch Me Pope to take victory here in the TakeOver Racing League. He wins at Silverstone and sets the fastest lap in the process. Smoking Cheese comes home in second, Dean Aldridge third. Sorry, C110P fan, after that spin midway through the race, comes home in fourth. After an injury in third. Dean Aldridge is fifth. Tiago in sixth. Mitch in seventh. JTO40 8th. iWardy 9th. And Dr. Guy and I 10th. So that means that C110P fan, after all that, takes over the championship lead. But Smoking Cheese now very much a threat in the championship. What an exciting race that was. A very exciting race there. I really enjoyed that one. I hope you did too. And Touch Me Pope, who else? Taking driver of the day for his performances. What an incredible drive from him. So our celebrations begin, and well earned they are indeed. 2 safety cars, multiple pit stops, and it all ends with this man taking the victory. Touch Me Pope is your winner. So there you have it then. Touch Me Pope your winner, Smoking Cheese in second place, Afro Ninja third, C110P fan in fourth, Dean Aldridge fifth, CF1 Tiago sixth, Mitch in seventh, JTO40 8th, iWardy 9th, and Dr. Guy 10th. And C110P fan retakes the championship lead. I thought it was a very entertaining race, so we thank you for watching. I hope you'll join us next time for the Singapore Grand Prix of the Marina Bay Street Circuit. We'll see you then. Goodbye. And we're out.